This video is about two dreams. In the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 28, it reads, "And it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions." I'm in my 50s and my brother is in his 60s, so I guess this verse from the book of Joel and our dreams could be applicable, because I believe we are in the last days and we can be classified as old men. I had a dream about 3 years ago that I believe is about to come to pass this November. I will try and explain why in this video. I would probably not even mention this dream, but my brother had a dream last year, and both dreams appear to be converging in the month of November 2015. First, I will tell you my dream and give you what I believe is the interpretation. In my dream, I was in what I can only describe as a large tomb or crypt. My sister and my sister's sons and me were digging around what appeared to be a large stone sarcophagus, similar to the stone coffins where the Egyptian pharaohs were buried. All around us were what looked like Egyptian-style pillars, and I knew we were underground. I believe we were looking for treasure like ancient grave robbers, but it was so dark I could barely see in front of my face, and I finally decided to stop and go get a light. I found some wooden stairs and began to climb up them, but I noticed that they were extremely rotten, and I did not think they could hold my weight. Therefore I began to climb up the stairs on my hands and knees, and I stayed close to the banister, and I hoped the edge of the stairs would be strong enough to hold my weight. It seemed like I climbed for a while when all of a sudden below me a door opened and light came streaming in, and I realized I had missed the door to the outside. In the doorway were my brother, his wife, and my aunt. My aunt came into the house and started walking up the stairs, and she walked right past me, apparently not seeing me. I thought to myself, these rotten stairs won't be able to hold our weight, when suddenly the stairway collapsed under us and I woke up. Last spring, when the Russian President Vladimir Putin was missing for about 10 days, and our news media was speculating about whether he was sick or even dead, my brother called me and told me a dream he had had last year. Just recently I called him and asked him to repeat the dream to me. He said he was walking down a side corridor of a mall when he came to where it intersected with the main corridor. He said President Putin was lying in the middle of the main corridor and he appeared dead. He said President Putin then stood up on his feet and approached him and called my brother's name in a voice of surprise. And as President Putin approached him, my brother also called out, "Vladimir," also in a surprised voice. Then President Putin leaned in close to my brother and whispered, "Be ready by November 29th. Then somebody behind my brother called out, "Mikhail," and my brother thought, they can't tell the difference between Gorbachev and Putin. This is my interpretation of the two dreams. First, I believe the dark crypt where I was looking for treasure represents Egypt, or the world system, which is dead, rotten, and in darkness. I came to the conclusion that I cannot find my treasure in this world because it is too dark, and I need to go up toward heaven to find light. My aunt, who lives in California, has been visiting our family in Washington State every August for as long as I can remember. Last year she had a surgery and could not come, but this year I was wondering what might happen. The week she came to visit, the U.S. stock market fell nearly 10%, and stock markets around the world were also collapsing. I thought, this must have been what my dream was about. After she went back home to California, the stock markets around the world appeared to rally and partially recover. Unexpectedly, last week my aunt called my sister and told her she had decided to move to Washington State and asked that she help her find a place to live immediately. My sister found her a place, and she will be moving here sometime in November. I believe after my aunt moves here, the world system will begin to collapse. In my brother's dream, he sees Vladimir Putin in a mall, which represents commerce. He thinks Putin is dead. The Russian stock market and economy do appear to be dying right now, and Putin whispers to my brother, "Be ready by November 29th. I believe Putin is going to do something that will take the world by surprise on November 29th, 2015, and it will dramatically affect the world economy for the worse, and people will realize that Putin is not another Gorbachev."